Okay, guys. So we're now live again at Cebuano Hoops Live. So we are your daily dose of Cebuano Hoops basketball. So I guess we all know what we're gonna be talking about today. We're talking about the game earlier, Game Three of the NBA Finals, and I think for me lang, it's a good day for basketball. Kay murag
It
somehow
is, it is.
series. Okay, nga kanang
Great day for basketball.
yeah,
Terrific day. Oh
exactly.
man, let's go.
All right, so we've got a lot to talk about today. Mainly because this somehow created like dili lang kay hope sa not Lakers fan, not LeBron fan. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things. So before we get started, let me just go ahead and introduce the guys that I'm with tonight. Okay, so I'll start with the guy to my right. Okay, so from Argao, Cebu, Kuya Jerry Bucket. Kamusta, Kuya? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. Brother, thank you for asking. Yeah. Again, guys, we're here. Good evening, Satanan, especially to our fans here, our avid viewers. Also to 032 solid fans.
Sir?
My brothers Charles Michael and Eric Brian Amaris. Good evening, and all basketball fans in the world who are watching right now. Thank you, and good evening. So let's enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. So,
Oh,
around
hey,
the
Jeff
Right.
Max.
I think
Thank
around the
you.
world, yun kay Murag, daghan naman
Of
tag
course. Of
na inasod,
course.
di ba? All right.
Of course.
So, next up, the guy below me, all right, from Lapu-Lapu City, all right, JQ. Jeff, how are you tonight? And how are things going?
I want to start off this podcast by saying if you've ever felt doubted in your life, if you've ever felt that people counted you out, if you've ever felt that life has dealt you a bad hand, I want
Mhm.
you listening to this podcast. I want you in this panel to watch game 3 of the Heat versus Lakers and know that when people doubt you, there's always a way out. Miami takes game 3. I'm so stoked as an NBA fan. And to all the people again who feel like life has dealt them a bad hand, watch game 3 and you'll know what I mean. Cebuano Hoops Live, guys. Let's rock and roll tonight, boys. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Brush, just wanted to ask, grab kusuguan diya sa inyo? Wala ra?
No, not really. Why?
Oh,
Supposed to
is
be?
it
What's going on?
raining up here? All right. Okay na siya.
Hmm.
So, next up, the guy
I thought
above
he
me.
was going somewhere.
I thought it was a joke. All right, go ahead, man.
The guy from Urmok. All right, Migs. How are you, bro?
Hello, Metro. Hello, Hoop fans. Another great day for basketball.
Sir.
Finals, game 3.
Yes,
Catch
sir.
the recap. Catch the analysis. Only here on Cebuano Hoops Live. Come on, huh? Come on, huh?
All
Comment.
right.
Comment.
That
Post
was
your
so
comments.
perfect.
Huh?
Post your comments, guys.
It's all gonna be worth it.
True, true, true. So let me just start this off with basically like the facts that we have. So let me just check. So we've got the Miami Heat over the Lakers, 115, 104. Okay, and I would want to hear your thoughts about this one by one. Okay, I'll start with you, Jaff. Okay, ato'y patunga si Kuya. Kay murag hugot yung kay ni si Kuya ron. All right, so I'll start with you, Jaff. So give me your take on Game Three.
It's a foregone conclusion as to why Miami won this game. We've been talking about it from the beginning of the series all the way up until now. Jimmy Butler, he has to be the man for the Heat. Big check, 40 points, 12 rebounds, and I think 40 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, something like that. But I thought it was two things. One, the Lakers kind of played a little bit lackadaisical to me. I thought that they played with a little bit less more intensity and a little bit less more energy than the Miami Heat. Though I wouldn't say that the Lakers lost it compared to the Heat winning it because I thought Miami they actually switched up their defense. And Miggy and I talked about this during the post game where we wanted to dissect it a little bit more. And Migs, I really felt that Miami did more of a man zone compared to an actual 3-2 zone, which was maybe what a lot of fans are seeing. They went away from that and they did what they are wired to do, which was to get physical with these LA Lakers. Not a lot of easy buckets. If you notice, the Lakers still shot over 42 threes, I think, which is a bit more than Miami. And also, the Lakers just did not get as many rebounds. They only led Miami 36 to 42. Another good thing that the Heat did in this game was that they spaced the floor really well. If you look at a lot of Jimmy Bucket's isolation situations, they were really great in space. You had Olenek on the floor who really took Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, guys like Markieff Morris out of the paint to give Jimmy Butler these driving lanes. And the Heat's defense was just, for me, really good. Their intensity was on point the whole night. They did not let up for a single second. It also has to be noted that the Lakers had 10 turnovers to start this game. And that kind of, ruined the rhythm a little bit. Plug in the fact that AD also got into a little bit of foul trouble. The Lakers are kind of in it, actually, for a lot of people who are thinking that despite all I've said, it sounds like the Lakers were down by 15 or 20. No, they actually led the fourth quarter by 2 points at 91-89. But then
Mhm.
Miami somehow pulled this out. And I remember I just told Miggy, there's two guys on this team that really have just like elephantitis type balls, man. Jimmy Butler really took over the game, took control of it, and said, we're not going out, we're not going down 3-0. And give this kid some mad love, some amazing props. Tyler Hero, I think, has one of the biggest balls I have ever seen on a natural human being. This kid took the big shots down the stretch despite overall shooting 6 for 18. Miami, you deserve this
Kentucky
win,
boys.
right? The Kentucky boys again did their thing, but again, Miami, you deserve this win. Enjoy it. And to all the fans that counted Miami out and said this was gonna be a sweep, God, it feels so good to be right on this show. Thank you very much. That's it for me.
All right. So, Jeff, we kuan man natong time, like 5 minutes. You still have like 2 more minutes if you'd want to add something to it.
Oh my God, let me keep going then. All right. So, hey, look, Miami again played a really good game. I'm just going to keep it really short now, Brush. But look, again, Miami played a really good game overall. A lot of the people's arguments are Anthony Davis was in foul trouble. Anthony Davis wasn't really on the floor. And, Miami kind of, sorry, the Lakers kind of lost it more than Miami won it. I'm a big fan of giving credit to where credit is due. So for me, credit to Miami's defense, credit to changing up their schemes, credit to them being a lot more physical than they were in the previous two games. In a weird way, I'm kind of glad they went out of the zone because this time they actually got the body up and they were not out rebounded the way they were in the past couple of games. They were almost always out rebounded in game one and in game two by double digits by a disparity of I think
Mhm.
maybe 16 and 17. So man, I had a good time just watching. Again, I'm not a Laker hater or whatever, guys. I'm a big fan of just watching quality, good, hard nosed basketball, and that's exactly what the Miami Heat embody. And I needed to see a win from this team just so that I could tell everybody, hey, you watch the Cebuano Hoops live because you're watching for the best possible predictions. Hard
Yes, sir.
analysis, that's you name it, we got it, baby. We're doing this show right. So,
Yes,
oh man,
sir.
again, it feels so good to be right, Brush. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Put your comments down below. Let's hear it, baby. Miami takes game three.
All right. All right. So, next up. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Jeff. So, Kuya, ikaw, I'll ask you, what went right for the Heat, and would they be able to sustain it for Game 4 or for the rest of the series? Give us your take.
All right. Yeah. Please. First of all, I just want to ask all of you guys, also the viewers, if you're picking the Miami Heat to win Game 3 without Bam and Goran Dragic yesterday.
Actually, yes, I did because nipusta ko. So,
Hey, I did. This guy right here, I did.
No,
I did.
no, you didn't. Okay. All right. Going back. All right. Well, ridiculous as this may sound, but I'm actually right yesterday. If I quote myself, I said the Miami Heat team are the dogs and they have the grit. However, it's a tall order for them to overcome the factors I mentioned yesterday at this stage. and it would take a miracle for them to at least make this as a series. Then I ended up with lots of prayers for the Miami Heat. Okay, so I was right. The miracle did happen in the name of Jimmy Butler. Why? Because if you
Mm-hmm.
guys can recall our past episodes, I keep looking for Jimmy Butler, especially during the Celtics series. For me,
Mm-hmm.
during that series, he was passive, lackluster, not really aggressive or dominant the way he's always played, especially during the Bucks series, right? So I
Yeah.
thought he was running out of steam or whatever. I don't know. I felt the same way also for games one and two when he should dominate the ball, be aggressive, take over the games, win or lose. So that's what he needs to do because two of their leading scorers are injured and did not play.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did not see that in Jimmy. Then comes this game three miracle. Wow! All of a sudden, Jimmy pulled off a Herculean effort in all stats to dominate and win game three for the Miami Heat. So it's amazing to see him getting 40 point triple double and get this miraculous win to make this at least a series, right? So I know it's too much to ask for Jimmy to do this. I hope he can sustain this effort, but again, this is really really difficult. Again, it's a Herculean effort, especially it's not that really big, it's smaller than LeBron James. It's difficult for this to sustain throughout the series, and I just hope that he can sustain it and that Bam can return for Game Four to help him with this task. So again, congrats, props to the Lakers. I mean to the Miami Heat. And second, why I said this is a miracle. Did you know, guys? LeBron was never outscored, out rebounded, and out assisted in a single NBA Finals game before this game. That includes his teammates. So Jimmy Butler did it. No one else did it. So do you guys really think Jimmy can outscore, out rebound, and out assist LeBron in a game? So this is rare. So how much more he did this in the finals game, right? So also for his career, he only has a total of nine triple doubles, seven of those in the regular season game. So this is rare. That's why I call this a miracle. And who'd have think Jimmy Butler can pull up a 40-point triple double, outscoring, out rebounding, out assisting LeBron James, which you know he's a great rebounder because he's big, he's a great scorer, and he can really get some damage in the assist department.
All
So
right.
that's why I said it's a miracle. So props to the to the Miami Heat, and let's hope this will be a good series from moving forward. Thank you, guys.
Mura magkuhan. Mura magkanang answer ka ng question and answer sa kanang beauty pageant. Migs, are you still with us? Hello, Migs.
I mean, might have
Oh,
lost
hey.
Migs. Oh,
Yeah,
for
my
once, it's not my
All
signal
right.
that's
All right.
hurting.
hey, can you
Okay.
guys hear me?
Yes,
Go ahead,
yes,
Migs. Go
yes.
ahead, Migs.
Oh
All right.
yeah, kinawa akong video. But anyway, so I'm
All right.
good. Audio is good.
Yes, it is. It
Ah,
is.
okay.
So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
just
Okay.
time. Nahuman sad si Kuya sa iyahang yung
Yeah.
preamble. All right.
Scores
Your
scores so
turn. All right, your turn, Migs. What do you think happened in
uh,
oh sorry, game three?
yeah. Yeah, see, Jeff at Kuya Jerry, yeah, recap it really well. I just like to focus on a few things. No? With the Lakers, they started off really strong, diba? I mean, what was their first shot? An alley-oop to Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping, na, as a Laker fan, that would set the tone ba? Because we see it every game. The first few plays, it sets the tone for the rest of the team. And then it really felt like a role reversal of game two. Because here the Lakers were the team na lacked the energy, lacked the intensity, lacked that fire. And yeah, Japheth and I were going back and forth with this. Did the Lakers lose this or did the Heat win it? No, and I think it's a combination of both. Because for one thing, the Heat didn't do anything drastically different from what they've been doing the past few games. Um, whether they were playing a 3-2 zone or a man zone. The point is they were still trying to clog up the driving lanes. They were trying to force LA to shoot from deep. Kaso lang in this game, it's like it's as if the Lakers were waiting to make a run. Always waiting to make a run. They didn't try. I mean, they didn't give it their best effort because nagsalig sila na eventually we'll make a run and then we'll beat them in the second, in the third. We'll
Hey, Migs, we lost you. I
Oh
think
shit, we
Murag
lose him.
I think it's
Ulan.
because of the rain. But Mig is
Yeah.
back.
Probably.
So
back.
Oh, there you go.
Am I back?
Nope, we're
yeah,
bringing him
yeah.
back. Bringing him back. Bringing him
See,
back.
to our viewers, this is what happens when you do things live, ladies and gentlemen. This
We
is
can't. Yeah, we can't
part of
take
the show. Part of the show. Yeah,
Yes.
so I think yeah, we noticed Japheth and I noticed it na yeah, the Lakers lacked that intensity. They were hoping, I think they were expecting na they would make a run, but that run never came. It was more like a few spurts here and there. They actually led in the first for a while. They led in the second for a while. They were really never out of it,
True, true.
but at the same time, they never really put in enough um, runs. They didn't score enough and make enough stops in a row to really
Mhm.
solidify, to really gain enough momentum. And then for the most part, I mean, ako no, I take this as a necessary loss for the Lakers. They needed to lose. They needed to lose at least one game to remind themselves na, hey, the job isn't done. This is not a coronation. And it shouldn't be a coronation, but this finals is not a coronation. It's ironic na on this panel, I'm the Laker fan, but
Mhm.
I've been the one who's been saying na this will go 6 games. I've been saying this since the start of the finals that this
Hey,
will
I
go
got
6 games. You
yeah.
can't give up on the Heat.
Padungag
No,
bastos
they're
time.
too good. They're too good to be swept. No, they're not gonna be swept. It's not easy to sweep anyone, especially in the finals. And this is a necessary loss for the Lakers. They're gonna be kicking themselves because they should be up 3-0 right now.
Mhm.
Now the Heat see that they have a chance. They see something working, and most definitely the lane opened up for Jimmy Butler because Kelly Olynyk was in the game, diba?
Exactly,
So
yeah.
because Kelly Olynyk was in the game, he drew Anthony Davis out. Si Jimmy Butler was hunting Kuzma, he was hunting KCP down on the
Green.
clock.
It was
Yeah,
hunting.
scoring
Yeah.
scored all those 40 points the hard way.
Exactly.
All credit goes to the Heat, but the Lakers need to bring back that intensity, bring back that energy, and hopefully, they always respond well to losses. They always respond well to losses. So let's see in game four. Let's see in game four. This is not. We have a series now, diba? Yes, we have a series now.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
yeah.
this is not a coronation. No, I'm not gonna say let's go Lakers. I'm not gonna say let's go Heat. Let's no, let's go basketball fans because this is what we deserve. This is what we need to see right now, a competitive finals. And now we're getting a competitive finals.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir. All right. So, amen to that, Migs. All right. Sako alang sada. Um, in all honesty, I woke up 7:30 kay mutanaw gyud ko sa duwa so good. I mean, first
Wow.
quarter okay lang ha. The first quarter is really like the only time nga I'm assured nga Miami Heat could or makakita ko good quality basketball. First quarter sa for the past few days sa finals. I mean, that's the only time when you say competitive basketball because after probably the first quarter, the first two games, it goes lopsided. So I turn off the TV and then that's it. Okay. Pero ganina, murag okay good siya until I had to go to the gym at 9, so I had to leave at 8:30. Then pag abot ako sa gym, it was still competitive basketball. So bottom line was that what I saw was sakto si Miggy nga for me lang murag same sad sa akong comments atong sa Boston versus Miami nga series nga it wasn't really Boston defeating the Heat, it was the Heat defeating themselves. So same ra dire. It's the Lakers murag murag ganig nakaon sa gid ang Lakers. It was Miami's turn right? Naagi na siya good breaks of the game to come their way. And ang ako lang yung hope, no? I mean, sakto sa nangingon ni Kuya, it's really too much to ask from Jimmy Butler for 40 points every till the series ends. I really doubt if he could do it, but he has the potential, right? I mean, kaya niya, pero does he still have like the legs to actually do it? He's 31, and then ganina lang he played, I think, 40 he played 38 minutes, I think. Okay, wait lang ha. 12, 12, 40, 45 minutes. So he only rested for like 3 minutes the entire game. So, kumpara lang sa kuha, um, it's doable, but it would really be a tall task for Jimmy Butler. Okay, he needs really all the help that he could. But bottom line is that I enjoyed the game ganina. Okay, it's not
Yeah.
because he hit one, but because it was a competitive game. All right, and then I think lang sada, um, if AD wasn't in foul trouble, if the Lakers didn't have like 20 turnovers, I really doubt if Miami, even with Butler's triple double, they would be able to win because as a matter of fact, Lakers had more rebounds. Lakers had lesser rebounds by, let me see here, no, Lakers had more
By
rebounds.
6. They had only 6.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And Lakers had more assists, and the Lakers actually had more threes made compared to Miami. So kanang muna siyang murag bothering lang nga stat ba nga Lakers had like they really had more rebounds, more assists, more threes. But I guess what killed them was really the turnovers. And I really doubt, okay, if this would continue, inana nga turnovers sa game 4. I'm just being like realistic towards it, right? My heart and my money went to the Miami Heat. Pero that's what I see. I say what I see. And para sa kuha, I'm really hoping this would reach game 6 or probably game 7.
Let's
Pero
hope.
yeah, because that would really be healthy for the basketball scene. That's what we would really love to see. But kuan lang. I just hope nga makaduwag balik si Bam ay kay murag I really doubt if game 4 inanigya po ng duwa sa Lakers. So I really hope Bam would be there to somehow kanang murag ease the pressure from Jimmy Butler. Morgana. Pero
The
Kuya
load.
Butler he really played to his advantage gud ba nga he murag ngita gud siya post moves kang KCP or kang Kuzma, those guys nga
Yeah.
murag
Inig switch. LeBron man
mm,
button inig switch.
he was always looking for the switch ganina. So that was my take on it. Okay, but it's just funny. Kay Muraganig, this was supposed to be the game that they were looking for kang Kuzma to be able to help LeBron and AD offense wise. This was his night. He had like 19 points and he shot well from the field. But it just so happened it was an off night for KB. So muna siya. I guess that's what my take on Game 3 is. And I'm really hoping for more games like this sa finals. All
For
right?
sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, before we actually proceed, though, let me just read some of the comments, the early comments that we have here sa ato ang board. All right. So first off, gikas kumangod Mickey, one game in the first 3 games. I told you guys so. So, okay. Yeah, he told you
Yeah.
about that. So for sure, na ginikawa to sa. And then another one here from Fran. Um, it's emojis
Booking.
of and 3 face palm. All right, so conspiracies. I mean, murag
Yeah.
ina, yeah, I mean, we can take that off. I mean, there's really a lot of. I'm a believer of inana, or di ko believer. I support those channels to create like kanang conspiracy nga mga content
You're
sa
a
ilang mga,
proponent.
ha?
Mm-mm.
You're a proponent of conspiracies. You're a proponent of conspiracies.
Lauma na yung mga in English ko eh. Pero conspirators are
Opponent.
because somehow they make sense good, Mayana. And then we'll never know. We were never inside the NBA bubble. We were never inside an NBA team. So those stuff might be true, might not be true. Okay. So
It's intriguing.
yes, sir. Another comment here from Paul Brian Dacalos. All right, brother Paul. He's early in the office right now, so he was supposed to take calls na daw, pero taud lang kay magkuana kay tanaw sa daw siya Cebuano Hoops Live. So shout out Paul for
Right.
so
Jimmy
Jimmy
Bucket.
3 exclamation points. All right, so another one here from Paul. Miami in 7 if LA will not finish them in 6. Actually, that would make sense.
Big possibility. Big possibility.
Yes, sir. And then another one here from James Anthony Tupas, Heat in 6. All right, that's still wait, but that's not a prediction. That could still really be very doable. All right. And then Jades Michael says, Mainta Mudaog Miami in game 4. We're hoping for that as well. Kay katong mga naka plus 2 diha.
LeBron Jades.
Sure.
LeBron
Right.
Jades in the house. Shout out.
So another one here from June D. Paul Brian Dacalos, Lakers in 5. All right. So they're giving out their predictions. So yeah, that's also a possibility. That could still come true though. So nitubag sad si Paul, ayaw call kay ang mga plus 2 games na mo taon.
Plus 2 games.
Murag itaw na mo. Yes, yes. And then one here from Ken Saceda, Jeff equals Solomon Hill. Man,
How did that happen? How did that happen?
you try to you
When did I become Solomon Hill?
from Ken. Yeah, Ken is like one of our office mate ni Jeff before.
I don't know.
Pero
Ken makes, yeah,
Solomon Hill
yeah.
has a lot
Close friend of
here.
mine too.
Yeah, he's a lot.
I don't
Solomon
know.
Hill-
Yeah, how did that happen? I need an explanation, Ken. Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
don't got a
hair.
lot of hair. I'm gonna be upfront of that. I'm not gonna brag about that. I was not gifted ever in that area, so I don't know where it comes off. So I don't know.
All right.
I might need
So
an
another
explanation, Ken.
Sure. So from Derek, your brother, Jeff, ila na gituyo kay sayang ila October 11 na reserve. All right. I mean,
That's
conspiracy.
a really good one. That's a good one.
True.
Conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Sure. So another one here from Fran Lee. Come on, LA was not playing their game compared to the last 2 anyway. Oh, you guys buttles and hope LA won't get this title because of so-called king. All right, so si Fran, he owes me like beer, man, because he predicted
Hey,
the
what's your
sweep.
case? What's your case?
All right,
I
so
remember
one
now.
of-
Let's go.
musulong ko ninyo diha. And I think dool ra pod mo balay ni Jeff because Jeff just lives in Lapu-Lapu. So one of these
Yeah,
days, go to your place and let's talk about basketball. All right.
Oh,
So
show.
here from Jake Vilayo, Idol Kuya Migs. All right.
I think Miggy might have his own fan club by now, or fans club. He might. It's low key. It's like a Facebook group with a bunch of like 5 guys or 2 girls or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's why if you want to have fans, tell your relatives, tell your titos and your titas to subscribe to your channel. Hey guys, if you're looking for someone nga lipay kayo, nga wa ka daog si Lebron ganina, Tito Jake na I'm telling you, iya mo to, if not for all those Michael Jordan DVDs that he played for me when I was younger, I wouldn't be playing basketball. So, Tito Jake, thank you for those Michael Jordan DVDs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And by the way, Migs,
I think naabot naman niya, Mark, sa Boys High. Sa alumni. I think batch 90s
1970s.
Bulldogs.
Mark. 1970 si Mark.
tingali Bulldogs.
Ano din basket ng mga eskwela ng panahon na?
1970s Mark.
1997
Patay
Bulldogs.
Sure, right?
99 ba ako? Muna siya. And kita sa day ko ganina notification. Si Aika is watching you right now or is like one of our viewers right now. So salamat kayo, Aika.
Always supportive.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Very
You
good.
know,
very good.
what na dayon na tong Saturday, Thanks.
Yay. And ang luod. All right, so off to the next topic, guys. Okay, so salamat kayo mga atong mga viewers for like your comments. So guys, continue to like give us your comments. Just put it there, and then for sure we will be reading them like one by one. We won't be able to like really reply to it kanang sa kuan, but we will be replying to you live. All right. So I got just a message here, a comment from Jake, from your Tito Jake, Migs. 94.
Bulldogs 94, yeah, Bulldogs 94. Yeah.
Ah,
I think
Mark, did we
nag-abot.
not play with this guy?
I
Did not, if
forgot.
I'm familiar, Jake Velayo. Did we not play with this guy in that league where we had that prayer thing in the middle of at halftime?
I'm not sure. I'll try to check his profile and later.
Was that not the right guy? Yeah,
Or,
familiar to me. Huh?
somehow I might have met him before kay murag pareha rami
Yeah.
o kanang division sa NABC sa
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played for the
And if
90.
it's anything, yeah, if it's anything that Jerry
Jordan guy.
says, you've been a while, you've been there a while, so you know, you might know a lot more people than you think.
All right.
If there's any truth to what Jerry said, good.
Sure. So let's go ahead and talk about like the next topic on hand. Okay, so let me just play the video. Okay, and let's talk about it. Okay,
Yeah.
is this somehow kind of controversial earlier
I
today?
know where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a psychic. Like a psychic.
I called
knew
it. I called it.
The announcer was actually saying that we are not done yet.
Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
Thumbs
So,
down.
we were actually
That's
shouting, we were
thumbs
commenting
down.
that they were not
Thumbs
done yet.
down.
We are not done yet. Okay. I mean, there's still like let me just see. There's still like I I guess there was still like 0.7 of a second. I mean,
Seven.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, there's no players already because their leader walked out already. So
so three
they
of the
followed.
players three of the players went into the dugout earlier or wala pa mo sound ang buzzer. So the game had to be extended for a little bit because the Lakers had to substitute
Very
LeBron James.
disrespectful.
So kana siya. That was a controversial video earlier. There were takes from different like sports commentators, but let's talk about this. I'll start with you, Migs, okay? Because I know si Kuya gipiparahan gud niya. Nakay notes di ako yan. Klaro kayo.
Just reading some of the articles.
Okay.
About that.
I'll start with Miggy on this, okay? So Migs, take the floor.
Yeah, I don't want to make this anything bigger than what it is, what it was, no? Kana bang, well, I have to, I mean, we don't know his thought process. I wish he didn't have, and I wish he didn't do it, of course. But when you see him walk off, he didn't walk off all the way out of the gym. No? He turned around to look at the guys and say, okay, ako lang ha. I don't think na he did it to disrespect the Heat. I just think na he felt disgusted. He felt so bad about his performance. Na this was a game that they could have won. I mean, they led in the fourth, diba? So I think he was just. It was more frustration more than anything else. It was a knee-jerk reaction. Kanang kalit-kalit ba? Kalit-kalit. Kung sa Bisaya pa, nadalang yung emosyon. But he didn't storm off. He didn't go out of the gym. He didn't go to the he didn't go to the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
He waited for the other guys. Let's just not make this anything bigger. This not make this anything bigger than what it is. I think what he meant to do there was just, I'm done with this game. Let's just go to game 4. I think mo lang gito ang iyang thought process ato. But other than that, the more we talk about it, the more siya mo the more controversial it becomes. Yeah, it boils over to something bigger. Yeah, I'd like to focus on the game. Sayang lang I wish he didn't do it. Honestly, I wish he didn't do it. But again, yeah, it was not an Isaiah Thomas thing na kanang naas sila sa bench, nagsabot sila na let's walk out before buzzer ends, diba? It was a knee-jerk reaction. Kalit-kalit lang. He felt that the game was over, so let's move on to game 4. But What are your guys' takes? Diba?
All right. All right. So, next stop for this, ako ipalast si Kuya niya. I know, naghuwat ng mga fans ni Kuya na may mga nag-comment diri nga, Jerry, na ikaw. All right. So, before I go to you, Kuya, Jaff, sa ako na. So, Jaff, take the floor. Give us your thoughts on LeBron's walkout scene.
Okay, well, let's be clear. I'm gonna be an impartial fan here. When I say that, I'm a LeBron fan, but I have to admit that when I saw it happen, and I did see it happen, I kind of felt like LeBron is always this guy who perpetuates the perfect media fodder. He's always gonna come up with something for people to talk about, right? And whether it be good or bad, it fuels his haters if it's bad. It, you know, it initiates his lovers if it's good, or it gives his lovers a reason to praise him and whatnot. But was it was it as bad as it looked? No. I think that here was a guy who felt very frustrated, just wanted to walk out of the game. It was technically over. There was 8 ticks left. But again, as a fan, that was just kind of weird to see him walk down that far. What alluding to what Miggy said, it's not like he walked all the way out. I think one that would merit a description or a reaction to a certain level or to a certain level of disgust would be really when Detroit walked out on Chicago back in, I think it was 1990 or 1989, because that to me was just, even watching The Last Dance, marang nanggigil ko ba? So much so that I turned on NBA 2K and then I played Detroit and Chicago. I was so
And
mad at
it was
Detroit.
premeditated,
I
Jericho.
was
Wala tayo
so,
sa set,
hey,
Thomas.
That was a premeditated
I
move.
did, bro. I did. I was so mad. Like, my brothers were watching that.
That was a
Nobody.
premeditated move. They planned to do it. They talked about it
I know
to
that's
walk
the
out.
part that pissed me off about Detroit. That was disgusting to me. That was such a poor show of sportsmanship. I mean, here was a team that you beat down for 2 years, and then in the third year they beat you. You don't even shake their hand. Come on, Detroit. And I thought, it left such a sour taste in Jordan's mouth. And I don't believe him and Isaiah Thomas are friends ever because of that. It's just despicable to me. But again, I think some fans are kind of putting it to that level, which I don't think it was. Well, first, facts. We got to go with the facts. Number one, the series is not over. LA still has to win 2 more games. Miami has 1 game. This game is going to go to, at the very most, a game 5. So we as basketball fans have that. And then number two, again, this was a guy psychologically who was frustrated, who saw that the game was over. He didn't technically walk out. A walkout to me would be like, if I could traverse UFC when Umaru Kuzman beat Colby Covington, he basically ran into the dugout and never came back. I don't know where he went. He just went into the tunnel, never came back. So that would be like a complete walkout. But LeBron, to me, I mean, this is a guy again who was frustrated, probably just wanted to get the game over with. I agree in the sense that it was a knee-jerk reaction. I will side with Miggy in that space. It was a knee-jerk reaction. I think as basketball players like myself, Jerry, Mark, Miggs, we've probably been there. We've been in games where we felt frustrated, either be it with our own play, be it with the referees, be it with our own teammates, that walk out is, excuse my French, this is a bunch of BS. And you're either near the dugout or you're about to be in the dugout. So, and then I'll probably also agree on the other side of the spectrum. So I'm kind of a yin yang here, wherein LeBron shouldn't have done that, I guess. Again, LeBron James is one of these athletes who lives in the social media age where everything you do it can become so inflated.
It lives under a microscope.
True.
It's such a big microscope to me where, it's anything you do can be inflated. It can be carried to a degree to me, utmost like blasphemy almost. Like, how did it get there? How did it get to that level? I don't get it. So a lot of fans on social media are perpetuating this to be something like of what Detroit did. I don't think so. I think that's a bit of an over exaggeration. I think fans need to just relax a little bit. This is just game 3. LeBron did what LeBron did. And again, on one side, I don't agree with what he did. I think he should just stayed in the court, did the cool thing, did the sportsmanship thing, walked out when he needed to walk out. And on the other side of the spectrum, understanding it from a player's perspective, from a ground perspective, this guy was frustrated, and we've all been there. If I'm going to walk out, just going to, so again, I don't want to blow it over. It's not something to me that's worth blowing over. It's such a microscopic part of this game. and it's such a sad part of the game to highlight because this was such a great performance by Jimmy Butler, only to be shadowed by this little part of the game. So I wouldn't.
The drama
I think
king.
it's nothing at the end of the day, to be honest. Jimmy Butler's 40 point night, triple double, Miami winning is still the highlight of this game, and that's what I'll take away.
All right then. All right. So I think it's Kuya's turn now. Kuya, I know nanggigil na ka diha ganina pa. So
No, no.
floor is all yours, bro.
Okay.
Lahos.
During game one and two, I'll be LeBron here. Passboard, alley hoop dunk by LeBron. Rawr, look at the camera, pause, then shout. Rawr, instead of
Yahweh.
going back to defense right away. Another windmill dunk by LeBron. Pause in the camera. Rawr. Now, you're losing game three with still a clock remaining on the game. You walk out. Okay, and then your teammates followed, which caused the delay of the game with zero point 0.7 seconds left. No players for
Point
the Lakers.
seven, yeah.
No, it's not over until it's officially 0.0. We all know that, guys, right? Especially of LeBron's stature, he
Mm-hmm.
knows that. So a lot of people, especially kids, idolize LeBron and look up to him worldwide. That's including me, actually. So he's very influential. He's
Kid pa
on
de
my
ka ko.
Mount. He's on my Mount Rushmore. He's a good dad. He gives back to his people. Not in trouble or controversy, especially at a young age, with all the fame, the money that he has. So limpyo was a controversy like MJ, like Kobe. So I mean, you can really admire what he's done, or what he did not do. Also, naglikha siya ng mga bati sa
Yes.
yang reputation. So I mean, he's bigger than that. For me, it's actually a disrespect to the sport and to the other team. It is unsportsmanlike. So what happened to being humble in victory and gracious in defeat? His reason on the walkout, he was interviewed in the media. He was frustrated that they lost this game. I mean, Miami Heat has a lot of reasons to be frustrated. Games one and two, right? Especially with
Yes.
the injuries, but they never did that or anything like that. So obviously, it's not a really good reason. It's not a justifiable reason to be, unsportsmanlike or disrespecting the game. I mean, you can't win all the time. This also happened in Game Three with the Nuggets. So every time you lose, there's drama. Okay.
I think mo man
Ah,
gipangayo sa NBA. Drama to sa NBA drama. So deta ganyan.
so
Hey,
guys, I just
we
want
could have
to
been in his
advise.
ear saying, "Hey, stir some shit up."
So to all the guys, especially to the young kids out there who loves to play basketball, love the game and respect the game, respect the rules, in it over till it's officially zero point 0.0 on the clock. So
Yes, sir.
respect your opponents. The true essence of sports, of any sports like basketball, is sportsmanship and competition. Okay, take it from Uncle Jerry. Always be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, in life and in sports. You cannot win it all the time. Do not be a sore loser. Okay, that's my thing here, because again, he
Sorry
is
na.
really, he would really make some news because of his stature. I mean, he's one of the great, and he's really really famous worldwide. So I mean, a lot of kids, especially those kids right now, they played basketball because of LeBron James.
True.
So that for me really sets a really really bad example as a role model, because again, guys, you can be frustrated but still respect the game and your opponent, because Miami
Okay.
Heat, they have a lot of reasons to be frustrated, but they never did anything like this. So
Yes,
they,
sir.
it's just one game, LeBron. You're up
Yes, sir.
2-1. No need
Yes,
for
sir.
that. Again, they walk out. That for me is a walkout, because every time you walk out of that four lines, that's already a walkout. I mean, they're still playing. If you walk out of that line, you're not defending. That's a walkout for me. So
Okay.
even if he did not go to the dugout, but for me that's a walkout, because there is still a game to be played. Right, that's how many seconds left.
Yes, sir.
That's
Pero
for me.
Okay na. Kasing-kasing kaya.
Yeah, to, that's my advice sa tanang mga players.
Very well
Don't do
said.
that.
To be fair to Jerry, that was very
Never
well
do
said.
that.
I gotta
You
admit.
play you play basketball because of sportsmanship and competition.
Yes,
Do
sir.
not be
Yes.
a sore loser, humble in defeat.
I gotta give it to Jerry. That's very well
I mean,
said.
humble in victory, gracious in defeat. That's why we play the sports, competition and sportsmanship. In any sports and in life, do not be a
Hey,
sore loser.
hey, Mark, we
Okay,
gotta
okay.
start a new page called Uncle Jerry's Quotes,
Hey,
man.
if any kids are
I
listening,
know. Gotta start a
if
page.
any
Uncle
kids
Jerry's Quotes.
out
Let's
there,
do it.
young players are
That's
listening,
the
listen
legacy
to
I
Kuya
wanna
Jerry right
leave.
here,
That's
man.
the legacy I wanna leave to
Listen
all
to wait,
Yeah, right
where
here,
you
man.
going?
young
There,
boys.
right there. Listen to Kuya Jerry right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I was very impressed. There we go. I like
Yeah.
that. There should be like
Yes,
a
sir.
small clip of that, like
Thank you
just
guys, thank
Jerry
you
talking, because
guys.
that was very impressive. Yeah, good job, Jerry.
Listen to my wisdom.
Yeah,
I played
he,
this sports more than
yeah,
30
he,
years already. I played it the right way. You can be frustrated, of course. You
Alright,
cannot
right.
win all the time.
Kita
Again,
ko
be
yung ano,
sportsman.
support ko yan. So, frustration sa to. Pero, fine.
Again, my LeBron is on my top three. There's no hate here, just facts. Top
Okay.
three. LeBron is on my top three. So he's great. He's great.
Alright, so, salamat kayo ato kuya. But let me just give my take on this, all right? So my turn to be in the spotlight right now. So sa ko alang, I think same ra sad ni siya sa mura ganig unwanted press na ganahan sa Lakers. Just like atong ilahang pag dispute sa mga fouls when they
They
made it like
did the foul
public.
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's really just the same. Minor, something that a lot of players might have been doing, but since it's the Lakers, since it's LeBron, it gets magnified. All right, because I really doubt if
True.
this would be a big thing if it was like, let's say, KCP who walked out first, or si Rondo ni Un.
I don't think anyone would
Correct.
give a damn.
Correct. Because
It
it's
wouldn't
LeBron
be
James and it's not just a taas, not just a taas.
exactly like the camera is always there. Like because this was like somehow more than 10 points, I would consider it as a blowout. For sure, the camera would always go to like to look at what his expression was. And then sad part was that the what camera caught was that him walking out. Pero I understand that he might not have looked at the clock na 5.7 of a seconds that would remain if the Miami Heat would not shoot the ball kay mga 30 seconds shot violation man pud sila, di ba? Or, sorry, 20 per second shot clock violation. So and it's just that the Miami Heat actually let the clock run. Moto na ginabiling nga point 7, and unfortunate for LeBron, he was on his way out. Murag, I think he thought nga muna git murag nabay mo tira ba ron, or we never know what unsa. Pero the thing here is that then again the NBA finals right now lacks drama. So whatever media would see nga pwede nila i-materialize or to talk about, they'd always capitalize on it. All right? Because that's, to be honest, that's what the NBA finals really lack right now. Storyline. Kanang murag thrill. Murag na. Kay murag ganina makaingon ta daog ang Heat, pero for me lang ha, it wasn't even a competitive basketball good ganina, mainly because the Lakers were like playing half-hearted, right? They actually just
Yeah,
did
yeah.
what they could do, but ang Miami perte na yung
They weren't in
paninguha.
the game.
Exactly. Miami really gave out 100%. The Lakers were just like probably 50, 60% of what they're really capable of. So, muna siya makaingon ko nga murag 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 palami lang siya. Murag for me, I was expecting that to happen nga Miami would win, but I wasn't expecting in that nature. I was hoping na mag probably 2 3 point deficit, it would really be a close game. But ganina, it was close somehow. Nagbalik-balik ang momentum, but bottom line was that it went that big. Pero more na siya. In regards to like LeBron's walkout, I guess that was like frustration because number one, Anthony Davis wasn't up to par sa
No, it
iyahang
wasn't.
iyahang averages,
Performance. Yeah.
and I think that would really hurt Anthony Davis' chance in regards to kanang winning the MVP sa finals.
MVP.
Oh,
Actually,
definitely.
I really think.
actually,
Definitely.
Jav is right because if Anthony Davis is not the best player, they're not
Mm,
winning. So actually, Jav was right
They're not gonna
yesterday
win.
because
Mm-mm.
because if Anthony Davis is not really the best player on the game, they're not winning. So that's the impact of Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So I think Jeff
True.
is right yesterday.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but
So,
Mark, kana bang, with what you said about ang drama ba? You
mm,
remember the first two games, you could just notice si Mike Breen na, because especially in game one na the Lakers were up by as much as 30. You could
yes,
just notice Mike Breen try to turn it into something na he was trying to
Yeah.
paint a picture, but that was a great play by the Heat. But then you
mm,
look at the score, and the Lakers were up by 25, 26. Diba?
true,
So
true.
you could, so I think, yes. But then again, no, 10, at least, no, at least 10 points, double digits, firmi ang
Yeah.
winning margins sa games. And I hope, I hope, I hope we get a lot more thrilling games. We need like
Yeah.
a fight to the finish,
I'm just
down
hoping
to the wire kind of
game.
game.
At least one game nga thrilling gyud ba nga kanang mura ganig we
Yeah.
are at the edge of our seats gyud gani mura ginana. I'm just
Yeah,
really
Well,
and wala pa'y, kabantay mo, wala pa'y game na duha ka teams ang intense ba, duha ka teams ang bringing that energy with them.
true.
Wala pa, I mean, it's all been lopsided energy wise.
well,
And
look.
yeah,
Let me chime in on that real quick. And I think that we as fans, we're about just my prediction. I'm gonna make a call as early as now because it's gonna happen. I think the next game four is on what, Thursday? No, Wednesday. Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in and make this call right now. Game four is gonna be the game that we've all been looking for. Simply because if LA loses this, if LA loses this,
Yeah.
oh my God, they know they are in trouble. They did
Yeah.
from the beginning of this podcast. They did what we told them not to do, which was to give this
Mhm.
team life. Now this team knows they can beat you. If they take game four, the narrative will blow up to becoming the Lakers cannot possibly,
Mhm.
they cannot possibly lose this after being up 2-0. You
Okay.
can't. So every fan, if Miami takes game four, Brush, I'm telling you, the
It's a
viewership will
series.
skyrocket. It's a series, and we know because
The
now the narrative
consequences
will be
of game
pushed to
three
the
are
max.
just big, man.
I know
The
the narrative
consequences
will
of
be
game three
shoved.
ba? Grabe.
It'll
It
be
will
shoved to the max.
propel Jimmy
Miami.
buckets
Oh my God!
really,
It will
really
make
high.
And then
it will make
and
these
then you can't and
guys.
then you can't forget na after game four, there's gonna be like a 2 or 3 day break
Oh man!
where
So all the
Bam
fans are gonna be
might
like,
be
this is
able
gonna
to
be
rest. Yeah.
trending. We're gonna be
True.
trending because you heard it here
Agree,
first on
agree.
Cebuano Hoops Live. If Miami takes game four, I am telling you, it's gonna be a
Agree.
toss up the rest of the way. 5, 6, and 7. I'm like, who the hell's
Yeah.
gonna take this? Oh man! So I'm excited for
Yeah,
game
I think
four
so too.
because yeah, I think Miami. Hey,
Lakers should be worried
we
right
might.
now.
Yeah, we might be all thinking that the Lakers really. I gotta give again credit is due. Everybody's thinking that the Lakers lost it, but I think Miami did a lot of really did a lot of things really well. And one microcosm of that game, which I pointed out to Miggy, was that it was very important, huh? Very important, super small, but very important. Jimmy Butler did not once, let up on LeBron James when he was in the game. Every switch that they would
He
try to
took
get
him
off,
on, man.
to
He
get
took him
Butler
on.
off, yeah, Robinson, Hero, they wouldn't rub off of LeBron. They would just touch him, prevent the pass for like maybe a second, and then Butler would come back into the play. So I thought that was the Heat figuring out how to beat LeBron James in the pick and roll because that's killed all the Western Conference. They just did not know. Every time I told Miggy this as well. Teams do not know how to play LeBron James in the pick and roll. Like they get so confused. They don't know what to do. Trap him, double team him, hard to and then scramble. I don't know. But the Heat figured out something really well, and I thought this was important because LeBron James actually traveled like 3 times in this game because Butler was the one guarding him. Every time they tried to rub off Jimmy Butler off a screen, Butler would call it off. He'd drop low. He'd force LeBron to shoot. Robinson and Hero would touch LeBron, go scramble to the guy, and then it'd be Butler again. Watch out for that in game four because if LeBron can't figure that out, I really, really think, and because they just strict the floor, and AD was same, they defended in the same way. Hard to double show scramble. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm making the call right now. If Heat take game four, oh my God, Laker fans, do we have a series or what?
Yes, sir.
Lakers
Yes,
are in trouble, man. Lakers are in trouble.
Yeah,
That
trouble.
would
Jimmy
Hey,
be
Butler was a
it's
bad,
scary.
bad
It's so
man.
scary. That's a
Was a
bad
bad,
man
bad
on the other
man.
side of that Heat team.
yeah.
Can't be complacent, man. You did capital sin.
All right. So before we proceed as well, since we got our take on that incident late in the game, all right, that LeBron incident again, let me just read some of the viewers' comments. All right. So we basically have like some here, some new comments. So from Joshua Vilayo, ng Luod Retos Libron Koy. So yeah, probably yeah.
I
Ng
love how they
Luod
call you Koi. As if
Yeah,
as if you mentored them.
that's what
What
they
is
call
that?
the
Is that
old
a thing?
man. I'm the eldest in both sides of the family, man. So
Makes sense.
first nephew, first.
Ah, okay. So another one
I wonder
here.
what does that make Mark and Jerry? You're the what?
I'm Tito.
Miguel.
Uncle.
Tito. Uncle Jerry quotes. I'm gonna make shirts right now. I'm gonna start printing shirts. I'm gonna make a graphic for you, Jer.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Christian Gesta.
imuan kag t-shirt kuya imong naong nga, Kuya Uncle Jerry Bucket. Regano.
Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry
Yeah.
bucket.
Sure.
Question mark. That's so
We
good.
should
That's
make
so
that a
good.
segment
Sure.
I
every
know.
episode.
We're gonna think
Yeah.
about it. Kanang murag unsay we're gonna do that. We're gonna give the spotlight kang kuya. All right? And we're gonna do sabutan na to na siya. All right? Just to make things fun. So
I know. I know.
June D, sakto na Lakers kay nihatag mig plus 2. So really more onto like the betting stuff.
Ah,
Okay. So, yes, sir. And then another comment here from Bossing Win. Good morning, Bossing Win. So one thing's for sure, Bronny's
Hey,
happy
boss win.
ang iyang papa sa bubble. Actually, we were actually
He's in
expecting
for a whooping of a lifetime.
exactly.
Bossing win.
Okay, we were expecting, or there were talks nga Bronny would be in the bubble during the playoffs, but
Ganja.
after after
Ganja.
nanigawa sa internet, we never heard anything about Bronny ever since. So, parang, mana, ampo na siya nga dugay pa
Can you
mo.
imagine being whooped by a guy as big as LeBron James? I mean, that's
six
Yeah,
eight
that's,
send
two
you to the
fifty.
ICU.
People don't. Oh my
that's
god.
scary. Scary. All right. So, another comment here from Christian Gasta. Exactly. He just disrespected the game. All right. In regards to that,
Christian Gesta. Shout out.
only would be able to like justify himself, and I really don't have any wa pa siya statement regarding it. I think wa ra gid niya big deal. All right.
No, he
So,
was interviewed. Mark.
how he
He was
what say?
frustrated and the loss. That's both ni walkout siya. He's frustrated and because of
Yeah.
the loss. But
All
again,
right.
it's not reasonable for me.
Okay, okay. But then again, if it wasn't LeBron, we wouldn't be talking about it, Kid Karon. And then one comment here from one of LeBron's biggest fans, say Ray Louis Lipardo. What can we say as well when Kobe walked out? Actually,
Oh no.
we would be digging ourselves a hole there, brother Lipards, if ever ato na discuss. But then again, a walkout is a walkout. All right, and they're just making it a big deal since it's LeBron, and we know there are many haters out there. I don't agree with the walkout. However, it's just one of the game wherein we are frustrated. We are just human. True. Most na kung gingon ganina, if it wasn't
Yeah.
LeBron, it wouldn't really be a big deal. All right, but then again,
Knee-jerk
uh,
reaction, di ba?
with great
Daghan mga idolize nila. Yeah,
responsibility,
correct. With great.
mo gina gikan ni gikan sa uncle ni Spider-Man or ni Peter Parker. With great powers
Your
comes
friendly
great.
neighborhood uncle. I like it. It's so much marketing going on.
So, mura
The
na gud kuya.
uncle.
In regards to to Kobe's walkout, ako lang i-digest siya gamaya. In regards to Kobe's walkout, I mean, Kobe had done worse thing in his life. That rape case that he did
Oh,
in
true.
Denver. Yeah, I mean,
That's
That's so
why
true.
mas
if
kuan jud ko
walkout,
ni LeBron nga sa iyang kuan ba stature ba
yeah,
kay
I
ni
mean,
Kobe karon.
walkout na Kobe did, mura ra na siya wala. Pitik ra na sa iyahang kuan gyud, sa iyahang
Legacy.
legacy. Yeah, because when you say Kobe, mo man gito, like the worst thing that he did in his career was really to do that stupid thing in Denver. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the reason why people aren't really talking about it, and it's people are talking about it more right now because it's LeBron. Because LeBron is being painted as like the perfect basketball player. Murag inana.
In a
So
way.
you can't blame the media.
Role model.
You can't blame the haters.
Hey guys,
Hmm.
but before we end before we, ano ba, just let me say this. I think explaining himself, I think that's the last thing on LeBron's mind right now.
Hmm.
I think he's already in game 4 mode. I'm willing
Exactly.
to bet he's already in game 4 mode.
Exactly.
I mean, they only
So
got 24 hours, so after that, they're going to game 4. So
true. So that's it for the comments tonight. All right. And nalanday one thing that I wanna
Uncle Jerry.
like a quick one, okay? Just a quick oy, na they comment dire from Christian, yes, Uncle Jerry. Correct. Uncle na siya ron. Lain sa kay Lolo, di ba?
Shout
Like
out
mag
Christian.
October 5, 2020. October 5, 2020. The segment Uncle Jerry was born. Okay?
All right.
we're going to talk about
The
that.
one who's
Na ako'y like picture dire. Let's I'm not gonna include this 032 reacts mainly because I don't know how you guys would think about it, but para sa ko um they say that they're doing this for Kobe and stuff, but mura siya medyo I don't know. Oh, just give me your take, okay? Let me just look for the picture first. Give me a few seconds, all right? Asan to?
Oh, you're not
Yeah,
ready.
guys, don't you think Mark should be wearing the LeBron James jersey pagyapon?
wala
Because he
na
lost the bet. He should be wearing it for a week. Na. It's not
Ay,
enough.
For the whole
It's not
series.
enough na one show
For
lang.
the whole series.
Oh, yung whole
ah,
series. Huh?
kasi
I
One week.
know.
Usa nakakadukad
You
na
know,
naglagot ni Lebron.
I
No, para
this
lang
is
usa
something
ka
that I'm
series.
gonna tell my kids, man.
all right, I'm all right, fine. I'll do it tomorrow then, okay? Ito yeah.
Right.
I don't know who
Awesome.
created this, but I just saw this. All right. So that's the picture. It's like Kobe died at age
Ah,
40.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Para sa ko, this is like uncalled for by the
This
Lakers
is
fans.
this is taking it too far.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're
Exactly.
making something out of nothing really. Because it's not like
It,
the Lakers plan to go for one. Diba?
If you could sweep it, then
I
sweep
mean,
it. Pero
Yeah, more good. More
yeah,
good.
pero I think that would be a good
for me,
narrative
uh,
if ever. Na mura ganig. Then again, it's
Conspiracy na din.
it's a given na kanang Muraganig for Kobe nga season, it's not just the Lakers battle cry, but it's literally the whole NBA's, right? Because
More
as
good.
well
Yeah.
good pag sugod katong nag-discuss na ni before nga Kobe was the only player nga nakapaundang gid og games when he died. And then
Mm.
yeah,
daghan ng players namatay.
Yeah.
We could see like
Correct.
lang diri nga naalay number or something. But right now the NBA really made it a point nga na nagilogo nga
Yeah,
KB.
they canceled games
Yes.
for him, man.
Exactly.
yeah.
So
That's how
Well,
Kobe is loved.
the NBA is really like kanang mura gani sila stricto kay sila when it comes to whatever you wear in the court, whatever the
Yeah.
players, even the hair nga kanang katong remember ko ato ni kinsa tong Iman Shumpert
Everton?
katong na logo
Yeah.
sa ulo niya nga he had to
yeah.
shave it so
Oh,
he'll be fine. And then that's
Tinumbrong ka tong bandana, Mike, Mark, katong bandana na giban ng
yeah,
bandana.
exactly.
Yeah, because I'm ripping a
Makakuha ka
ninja.
na sa
A
eyes.
ninja.
Yeah.
Ang
Yeah,
sako
yeah.
alang yan the branding sa NBA. Mura ganig, I think when they agreed to actually have that logo, I mean that promotes like Mamba Academy. I mean, I don't know if the NBA is part of that, anong gialaw nila, pero I really love Kobe ha, pero I'm just being like partial anitanan
me
isod
too.
na
Me
mo
too.
yung aning pag dissect about basketball and all. I really can't let my love over kanang overthrow my my side nga I need to question like some of the moves by the NBA.
Yeah.
Na-
True.
So I love Kobe, but then again, that really questionable gid kayo nganong nisugot sila ng katong
Di ba you guys remember Nike saying na we won't be selling any more Kobe apparel, and
mm.
then a few months later they're selling special edition Kobe apparel.
Yeah,
Di ba
true.
didn't they say na they'd stop producing yung katong mga Kobe shoes, and now
Actually,
di ba,
ang
everyone's
ang
going for Pro Throws.
ang ilang stop is ang katong mga OG. Muna siyang hot item.
Okay.
Pro Throws are like okay
Yeah.
because they started that naman gyud.
Yeah.
Ang katong mga OG gid niya motoy so somehow they're still like producing it nga mga ginagmay nga quantity but resellers are like taking advantage of it. So munang undang
Yeah.
sila na they go for the Pro Throws. All right? So mula wala na. I mean that means
It's in poor taste, no? It's in poor taste.
exactly. So there's like
Hey, let me
yeah.
just real
Go
quick
ahead.
on that, right? Because again, make it touch on it. I think so. As a personally, I need and Rush, you know this. I wasn't the biggest fan of Kobe Bryant. In fact, I despised him for the better part of 10 years, and really that this my despising him comes from him beating my favorite team for for so I hated him. Oh my god, I was the
What team? What
biggest
team?
Kobe
Jeff.
Phoenix.
What?
Phoenix 1 year, and then I was such a big Steve Nash fan in 2000 from the early 2000s all the way up until 2012. So
Mm.
I hated Kobe so much with a fire. But when he passed away, and when he ended his career, I gained so much respect for him because when I watched all his highlights, man, this guy was something else. But look, again, for me, it's one thing to honor a guy's legacy. It's another thing to just create a superstitious narrative for the hell of it to get fanfare. I think I want to respect Kobe in a way where a championship will do it. A simple honoring of him during the game will do it. Not this, and people all around the world really did it already for Kobe. We don't need to paint these ridiculous superstitious narratives just to somehow feed in to this Kobe like thing where I don't know. It's in poor taste to me to create something like that just to gain people's attention. It's just so weird.
Yes, sir. True. So yeah, I guess that's it for that picture. I actually just saw it kanang karon lang yun while I was scanning.
Me
So
too.
yeah, one comment from Ray Louis Lipardo, boo for this memes. So disrespect daw kay to
Sure,
for Kobe.
it's kind of disrespectful. I mean, come on, man. Really?
I mean, you had to push the limits good nga murag inana ba murag
True.
ano man labot good. So kana siya. So
Too much.
let's be on the lighter side of things, all right? We're done with the finals. Let's talk about something else, NBA. All right. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to that segment, Nato, the 032 reacts. Okay. By the way, I'm actually no,
I can't wait for the jingle.
yeah, I'm actually doing like probably 4
I can do the jingle right now.
reacts.
I can do the jingle
No,
right
please
now.
don't. Please don't.
02032 reacts.
Yeah.
This is a new segment.
All right.
Please stop.
We are losing fans because of that. We just lost like 25%
We
of
lost
our
like 10
viewership
viewers.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Let's go, man. I go. That's my favorite segment.
let's start with this first picture. This is a picture of Luca. All right. So you guys give me what your take on this. So Luca is saying here in the NBA, it's easier to score compared to right. So I haven't.
Wow.
I'm not really like a Euro kind of basketball fan. I watch it sometimes, but I don't really follow it religiously like the NBA. So I'll start with you, Anikuya. What's your take on this in Lucas
Wow.
one?
Well,
Lucas
I
just
can't
a
really
short
comment much about it because I didn't I didn't really watch most. I mean, some of the games in Europe.
Mm.
But if that's what he feels, perhaps it's true. To most teams, not all the teams, perhaps, because we all know that some of the teams really suck. They really don't defend that much.
Mhm.
So I cannot say that is true to all the teams, especially to those like the Bucks, that they're really good defensive teams. But yeah, perhaps it's true to other teams, but not all. Yeah, perhaps.
Okay. All right. So, ikaw, Migs, what's your take on this? What's your reaction to this?
Uh, yeah, he actually made this quote, I think, early this season. I think ang iyang point ato was that in the NBA court, the NBA regulation court is actually bigger than the FIBA courts by
Mm-hmm.
about I think 3 feet, huh? Because it's the NBA courts are 94 feet, the FIBA courts about 91 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I researched that, guys. That's how big of a basketball fan I am. So, and plus, I think he took into account na in the NBA, there's a defensive 3-second rule. In FIBA, you can play zone the whole time. The big man just plants himself in the middle. And guys, let me tell you, FIBA, EuroLeague, they are low key. I mean, not even low key. They're high key. Really, really physical out there. They're really physical. If you remember, when Team USA played sa FIBA Worlds, there were a lot of calls that the referees let go. I mean, Jason Tatum went up for a dunk and he was hit. I mean, he was met in the air and he was hit. So, yeah, EuroLeague is really physical. EuroLeague is a smaller court, so everyone's packed in. Everyone's packed in the paint. They
Mm-hmm.
play zone a lot. So, but I think he defended himself on this. I think he said he was misquoted. I'm not sure. But hey, man, with how Lucas been playing, man, he makes mincemeat out of those defenders. I'm not
Exactly.
saying it's easy, but because he's so good, he makes it look easy. Diba?
Yeah. True. True. All right.
With your
So,
MVP right there.
ikaw, Jeff, what do you think about this statement? This, yeah, statement by Luca.
Look, well, number one, I really can't wait for the jingle because I kind of wanted to play in the back when we have this segment, like zero through two reacts, something like that. So I can't wait for that. But look, Miggy, stop. Look, Miggy and I are parallel on this really because it's those two things that make the EuroLeague so much tougher to score. And there was a time in my life before the NBA where I would just watch the FIBA games because, as you may very well know, the Team USA that got sent to the FIBA tournament, they got booted out so early. And I really thought that as much as people would like to make a big deal out of how the NBA was back then, where it was a lot of wrestling, it was a lot of physical play, and all of these things, you know, the NBA did away with that. They made it a faster pace kind of game. The EuroLeague kind of stuck to that, and they kind of carried over FIBA rules to their style of play. So, and I watched those games, man. Those games were, whew, man, the screens, the play. Oh my god, man, they're trying to. So they're the FIBA to me is like you're playing a really good kind of physical. It's you're not harming the other guy. It's just really these screens are a hard set. These fouls are ball plays on the ball. It's not going to be easy. So I guess I understand where Luca's coming from. I mean, it's kind of hard to score in the paint if like Boban Marjanovic is just in the paint. You're not. It's just gonna put. It's just not gonna be that easy. But there's some truth to this. I would agree. But again, I think I also heard the news. Miguel touched on it as well. He might have been misquoted on this because this is the kind of statement that basically, ticks off guys like Patrick Beverly and Paul George. So expect maybe fewer points from Luca next season when he goes up against these guys.
Hey, diba? EuroLeague, man. EuroLeague, the league where a lot of guys do this. They do this a lot.
They do like it's like Italian, like
The
why?
EuroLeague
What
guys do
happened?
this a
Something like
lot.
that,
Yeah.
They do a
No
lot, yeah.
foul.
The
No
team lose
foul.
a lot, That's why they lose a lot of hair, It's a European thing apparently.
All right. So, as
Second
ang,
best league, though. Second best league.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ang
Mhm.
ako lang sa take, I mean, I think Luca would have like a very good kanang mura ganig so far in 2 years NBA. I mean, there are just really a few people who were able to literally stop him. So I guess that's the reason why. All right, but Luca will learn eventually what he says in media, kung saan niya parang dili siya ma-misquote or whatsoever. So, kana lang siya. But for me lang, Luca, when you look at Luca play, it's easy for him to really score in the NBA. Wala na.
Yeah.
If he had like really good support, the Dallas Mavericks could have had like really went deep into the playoffs or something. Right? So I guess we never know unsa gid ang iyang pag meaning ato, but that's it. Mura gid diha. Pero he has like the talent to really back himself sa whatever statement he'd say. So let's go to the next picture here, right? This one is really kind of early for me to really talk about, right? But just for um we'll have like 15 more minutes to really talk about it. I guess this will be the last picture because I'm pretty sure this would be like kind of long. Okay, so before I show the picture, I just would want to ask, next year, which team are you going to be rooting? I'll start with you, Jeff, because that would be the basis on a picture. Which team are you rooting for? Just one team.
And give me again. You guys already know this. I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, and a little bit of OKC because of that year where Durant and Westbrook. But give me either one of those two. Phoenix and OKC.
All right,
That's the
let's
truth. I can't deny it.
right? Let's do two teams each. So you'll have Phoenix and OKC. How about you, Kuya?
Yeah.
Which team are you like betting on or supporting next year? Or what's my favorite teams?
I'll throw in Brooklyn by the way. Give me Brooklyn too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
In the
OKC
East,
ka.
Can I
I'll
have a
pick
third one?
Brooklyn Nets. Okay, of
Kuya,
course.
you don't
Oh,
have it doesn't have to be east to west. It could be
yeah,
both
yeah.
east, both west, or one of
Yeah, but
each.
I'll pick
Answer.
one each. For the East, I'll
Okay.
pick the Brooklyn Nets. Go Brooklyn, Steve Nash. On
Okay.
the Western Conference, I will pick the Portland Trail Blazer. Dame Dollar.
Oh.
Unsa
Now
to
I'm
imo
really
kuya?
curious what the picture is. I'm really curious what the picture is.
Brooklyn and Portland.
Kuya, Nets, and Portland. Okay. How about you, Migs?
Oh, I
Lakers.
don't know. I don't know about the West. I don't have a team in the West. I don't know who to go for in the West. Of course, the Lakers. So you're kidding?
All
Of
right,
course, the
Lakers.
Lakers. But
And
if it's not the Lakers, then it's Denver in the West. If it's not the Lakers, and in the East, no, Boston. And I really like that Jason Tatum Jalen Brown combo.
okay.
Yeah.
So
And
I'll just take the Lakers in Boston for you, okay? Sa ako lang sad is I'll take, of course, the Warriors. And
big surprise there, Mark. Big surprise.
I'll take the Warriors. And
To everybody watching, he's actually low key Lakers. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
it's LeBron, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna choose Lakers for now. So I'll take the Warriors and probably let's go for Miami, okay? Because I'm pretty sure
Ah.
bitin kay nila.
Maybe,
Bitin kay nila.
maybe.
All right, so I'll take the Warriors and Miami. All right, so I'm not being a bandwagon here or something. I'm just being realistic. All right, so here's the picture. All right, I know it's too early to talk about it, but I would want you to just
Two, three, yeah.
select one free
Yeah,
agent that will
then
help
then
you
it's flashy
next
though.
year. Okay,
Oh.
so for Jaff, I'll start with you. So you have the Suns and OKC. You select one player that the
Oh.
Suns could use and one player that OKC could use that would make them a contender next year. All right, I'll
Well,
start
we
with you,
all.
Jeff.
Well, oh my God, there's like a shopping list of pretty good players here. So, hey, look, there's
Wait,
no way
wait.
we're gonna get Anthony Davis.
Okay, make it realistic because
Yeah, I know.
twice and such. Okay, make it realistic.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Look, I know we're not gonna get Anthony Davis because he's gonna resign. I think that's a done deal. It's without question. I don't think we're gonna get Brandon Ingram either because he's a bit too expensive. I think Fred VanVleet resigns. Bogdanovich, I'm not really interested in him. Andre Drummond can't shoot free throws to save his life. Look, I'm going down the list, and I'll definitely say there's just one guy from a realistic perspective that I would pick up for Phoenix. I would definitely pick up Jeremy Grant because here's a guy who's proven himself in the playoffs that he can play both sides of the ball really, really well and does not need the ball to be effective. That's one
Mhm.
guy I'd put on my list for either Phoenix or OKC. He could go either way. He's that kind of a guy. And give me, man.
Actually, the
There's
Suns
no who the
for the Suns, you're getting Jeremy Grant, right?
For the Suns, give me Jeremy Grant. You know, the Suns could use a guy who just doesn't need the ball, a Sean Marion type, if you want to put it that way. A very
Actually,
effective one at that.
actually, the Suns could afford the top two free agents there, Davis and Ingram. They could. They only have like
Yeah,
they
but
only
they're
have
not gonna.
Booker as the max player man, or
Yeah,
not
but
even.
we all know Davis is gonna resign, and Ingram might resign with the Pelicans as well because it's a situation where he can be the face of that franchise. So I would be very happy if they can pick up either one of these two. But I'm being realistic, so I'm gonna pick Jeremy Grant for the Phoenix Suns. And
Mm-hmm.
OKC needs a guy who can space the floor a lot better than Shea. So give him Joe Harris, and I think that you have a very effective team there. But of
You
course, on
just took my guy.
everybody's wish list, I'd love to get AD or Ingram. You know, AD for sure, the cheat code, but that's
You
not
just took my
realistic at
guy.
all. The realistic, yeah.
All
So
right.
DeMar DeRozan, is he on the list? Is he on the list?
Yes, yes,
Why is
yes,
DeMar
yes.
DeRozan's picture here, but he's not on the list?
Protected.
He's
He
on the
is.
list.
So,
Ah, there,
Davis
He's
there
on
he
is
the
is. Yeah,
list.
no, I see him. I see him.
He's a player. He has a
I see him. I
player
see him. I see
option.
him.
Yeah.
yeah player option. All right. So Jeff gets for Phoenix, he gets Jeremy Grant, and then for
Yeah,
OKC you're getting Joe Harris, right? So
Joe
before we
Harris.
proceed,
Yep.
pick here, brother Bossing Win comments Warriors Clippers. Jameer comments scenes all the way. So guys, comment your best team or the team that you're gonna be
Comment.
supporting.
Yeah, let us know.
Help them with these free agents, right? So ikaw, Migs, who would you pick for the
Who
Lakers
could
to be added?
possibly make the Lakers any better?
Don't put don't
Well,
put Davis. Given naman siya nga na siya dito.
yeah.
So
Given. Yeah.
other players, yeah, that would be doable for them.
Well, the Lakers need a point guard. So ideally, you'd want Fred VanVleet, diba? Someone of the caliber of a Fred
True.
VanVleet, but I don't know if they
That
can
is so
afford him.
true.
Yeah, but I don't know if they can afford him.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so if they can't afford Fred Van Vliet, no, I really like Joe Harris. Not
Mm-hmm.
only does he shoot the lights out, he's smooth, man, but he's actually a really big guard. He's about 6'5", 6'6",
Mm.
and he
Big
competes on
guard.
defense. And he's a great locker room guy. No, he can
Yes, sir.
He had a
assimilate
great
to
showing
any
in the playoffs
culture.
this year. I forget.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
and
sir.
he can score in bunches if he wants. So yeah, give me Joe Harris. Uh, just a scoring wing, no? Give me Joe Harris, give me Bogdan if he's available.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are my guys for the Lakers. Then for the Celtics,
Six.
I really believe that the Celtics should just the Celtics should get rid of Gordon Hayward. I'm sorry, but I don't know his future there anymore. Maklog up niya ang positions with Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. They have too many wings.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been talking about it here. They need a big. They need like a legit big.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they
read your
might
mind,
not be
Migs.
able to
I'm gonna read your mind. I'm gonna read your mind. You're gonna pick
see
Trez.
this guy. This guy. Yeah. So
Trez on my mind too for the season. Yeah, Trez.
Trez
Got
would
my
really
guy,
help
man.
out.
yeah, for the Celtics. Yeah, for the Celtics, yeah, they need a big. So I don't know, maybe Derek Favors. I mean, he's the guy on the list. And Davis Bertans, man. Davis Bertans on the Lakers. Davis Bertans on OKC. On the Celtics, he'd be a good pickup. He's been shooting the lights out, and he's up for a big. He's up for a big contract, diba? So yeah, for the Celtics, Derek Favors. They need a big,
Really? You don't
and
want
Derek
Trez?
Favors can.
Yeah, affordable
Yeah.
in a big. That's feasible for them.
Hey, man.
They already spent
The
lots.
the Celtics need like a reliable big, man. Trez is on and off.
All right.
Yeah, that's
He's an energy guy. Yeah, it's on and off.
Sige, sige, sige. All right, last but not the least, or di pa di ay kinapamde ko. So ikaw, kuya, you have the Brooklyn Nets and the Portland Trail Blazers. So let's start with your Brooklyn Nets. Which of these players would make the Nets even stronger? All right? Kanang feasible Anthony Davis can't fit there anymore. Kung free agency lang, they could get him but through a trade. I think nakamute ka, kuya.
I think he's locked in with the Lakers already, so he's out of the question. For me,
Okay.
if it's doable, I think they really need a backup, really good point guard. So I will pick Van Vliet of the Raptors if that's
Okay. Okay.
doable. So that would really make them really, really special team next year because they already have a lot of scorers.
Mm-hmm.
They just need a really good point guard as a backup for Kyrie. And for the Portland Trail Blazer, they already have a dynamic duo in CJ and Dame Dollar. We know, of course, what he has done during the bubble. It's amazing. So they just really need a big. So that's why I will pick Drummond for
Drummond.
Drummond. Yeah,
That
for the
would slow
Portland.
down, you know.
Huh?
They
Andre
have
Drummond.
somewhat muhinay sila na kuya.
No,
Kung
they
ako,
need a big.
Wow.
They need a
if
big. For me, that's
they
I
they already have like Nurkic.
They have
Oh,
Nurkic
sorry,
and Whiteside.
Nurkic. The
Whiteside.
Right
Yeah,
side.
the problem with those two
And
are not
Zach
consistent.
Collins.
and Zach
Problem with
Collins.
those two, they're not consistent. They always get injured, so
Hurt. Yeah.
or hurt. So that's why I'm picking Drummond
Ako,
because he's
ano,
solid.
if you were to ask me for Portland, I'd get them a shooter. I'd get them like a Joe Harris or a Davis Bertans.
They have a
Um,
lot of
Bertans.
shooters
Yeah.
already. The
they
two
lack.
point
Hey,
guards and
if
Carmelo
I'm
Anthony
They need even more.
if I'm
If
and Curry, right?
like mura na magundog ka ng mga kinds ni to be honest lang or I know though sayop ba ko correct me if I'm wrong but
It's for
those
the
guys
defensive purposes, not really to score a lot.
okay
That's for me.
but
hey, pick
those
up
types of
Jeremy Grant if you're Portland.
yeah if I mean then again
Jeremy Skinny.
for like Drummond mura na mas like dinosaurs good sa kuan they're getting extinct na good.
Yeah,
Nobody
but if we're
True.
gonna
actually
face the Lakers, we need Henry Drummond on our team because Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Javel McGee. So we need
uy moingon kag Anthony
solid
Davis
big.
Andre Drummond can't guard Davis he'll be left flat-footed good spinan lang na
I
wala
think Whiteside's a better matchup for Davis.
exactly.
To be
Maragana.
fair.
Pero that's your take on it, Kuya. That's your take. If you're the GM, you'll take Drummond for Portland and for the Nets, kinsa to mo Kuya? Si
Van
um
Vliet.
all
Van
right.
And
Vliet.
Van Vliet. Van
So
Vliet.
sa kuha lang, I chose the Warriors and Miami. I'll start with the Warriors, all
Giannis.
right? So
Giannis.
Hey, Giannis is Giannis ain't on that list.
Giannis is
No
gonna
Giannis
be
Antetokounmpo.
the
Ain't
Warriors
no
too.
way.
It's gonna
The
be through
great
a trade,
Greek.
right? It's gonna be through a trade. So well, that's free agency. So for the Warriors, I think the only thing that they need that they would really need is veterans. They need like veterans off the bench. Okay, they've got really like aside from Curry, Clay Thompson, and Draymond, Wiggins is like on his sixth year. But aside from those guys, wala namang gitingali good. Marcus Chris is still like part of them. It's
Markel
part
Fultz.
Pascal.
Markel Fultz.
Pascal is like he'll be going into his second year. All right, so
Yeah.
Marcus Chris is like he's still like on his fourth year.
They
So
need
parang
Markel Fultz, brother. The
kinsa?
Warriors. Markel Fultz. They need Markel Fultz.
Giatay ka.
I'm not sure about
Mark,
Markel Fultz.
yeah. Pero
And
if
Mark,
I
you have the number 2 pick with the Warriors.
yeah,
So
so I mean
Interesting
Edwards.
I
situation.
don't even consider that number two pick because I know it's gonna be traded for like somebody named Yanis. All right, so
What the?
Grab big yung kayong hope.
Grabe, pamugos
I love
dyan
how
yan.
hopeful you are, Yun Brush. I love the
it,
hope. I love the hope.
pero para lang sa ko ha, like people who could really fit the Warriors din no, if maka-afford lang din sila. I think kung butang ka lang, they won't trade the number two pick. They get it for themselves. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like a guard. It's gonna be like either kaning si Anthony Edwards, Lonzo Ball, or katong si katong from
Another one.
Israel. Who was that guy from Israel? Si Danny, right?
Danny something.
Yeah, that guy. So they're gonna be getting like a two or three. So if they could really get something out of this, I don't know if it's affordable. I mean, Gordon Hayward could help them out. Si Trez
yeah,
could
he
really,
worked.
huh? Yeah, but
That
I
could work.
think the most
Yeah, Gordon
That
Hayward
could
work.
work. Gordon Hayward.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think the most
good pick.
visible na makuha diri no would be Christian Wood. Um, if
Yeah.
they're gonna go
Oh,
for like a younger guy, Christian Wood, but if they wanna go get like a veteran, I think Fred Van Vliet and Joe Harris could really help them out because those guys are like somehow they could lead the bench squad or something, right? Because
yeah.
so Warriors after their first five, I really don't see them like murag wala na gid wala na ilain who could really like lead them
You don't
at
have a
this
Sean
point.
Livingston.
Exactly.
Did any of us pick Jeremy Grant? I
Yes,
think
I did.
he's a hot asset on the market. Yeah, okay.
exactly. All right, and then for
A lot
the
of a lot of teams are gonna be going.
true. So for the Miami Heat, if they're gonna be picking like somebody who could help them out in defense in the playoffs, if that's what they would consider, Trez would really be a perfect
True.
fit
Trez
for
would
them.
be the perfect fit.
He
Yeah,
fits the
Absolute
culture too,
perfect
Mark.
fit. Just the culture,
exactly.
man. Trez is like,
If Trez would be in there, but if they would need like offense, okay, okay, because that's what they really like lacks in Karon when we look at the finals. I mean, we really can pinpoint where their offense would really come from. I think Danilo Gallinari could help out. All right, and
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I would pick him, and even
Gallinari.
Gallinari, and even Evan Fournier. They're like kanang
scorers.
kanang murag.
Scorers.
Yes, these are like real
Shot
scorers.
creators,
This
yeah.
exactly. So that's who I'd be picking. All right. So we're gonna. I mean, it's almost there. October 13th is the first day of free agency. So I think the NBA finals would be done by then. I'm quite sure with that. Or regardless if it's
Yeah.
gonna reach six or game seven or it would end at game five. October 13 would really be a big day when it comes to the NBA because we'll know who's gonna where those people would sign up with, and trades would already start by then. Okay, so we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about that after the NBA finals. Okay, so before we end the night though, let me just continue reading like some of the comments here. Bossing Win says, I don't like the Lakers, but Jeremy Grant will wear the pearl in gold next season.
Uh,
Actually, it's
Laker fans, reach your heart
Did you see
out.
how LeBron
Uh,
was talking to him when they
I
after the
know
last game when they
that's
got
what scares
eliminated?
me. Like you're not gonna get Murray, you're
Yeah.
not gonna get Jokic. It's like the guy who had a
LeBron.
really good series
Yeah.
against you. LeBron's
true.
a
I
better
mean,
recruiter than I ever will be.
LeBron spinning the webs, man.
that's really true.
LeBron spinning the webs to
Man.
get
If,
him to LA.
if the Lakers is willing to give off like two veterans for Jeremy Grant, then that could really fit into their salary.
I know,
If
it's
they're
crazy.
letting
Jeremy
go of
Grant.
White
Hey, Mark,
Howard,
Mark, no, I don't think I think either JaVale or Dwight, one of them is not coming back next year,
true,
whether they win it or not.
It's
true.
definitely Javale. And for all the wrong reasons, you know. He just didn't get to play that much.
Yeah.
All right. So, Bossing Win, thank you kayo for your support again with our
Thanks,
show.
Boss Win.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for waking up early for us. And then from John Mumungan, one of like avid LeBron fans, pod, Yang Gikoan is he's addressing this to Ray Lipardo, to the haters. LeBron Rajud ila nakitaan. Pero you don't see people throwing hate in ni Kuzma nga nag-una-una paglakaw. Then again, hanap ko
Is it
Again,
Kuzma?
who cares about
Is it?
Kuzma? We
Is
didn't
it
even know
Kuzma?
Kuzma did that. Did he
actually,
do
Sir
it?
John,
I don't know. Did he?
LeBron's
It's LeBron.
Did he?
people are even like kanang petitioning na if
Excited, guys.
magkampiyon ng Lakers, Kuzma's not gonna get a ring. So why will they talk
That
about
is
Kuzma?
so mean.
You know?
That is so mean. I actually signed the petition though.
Guys, check the
Rea-
video again, guys. Check the video.
Stop, man.
It's not
Rea-
Kuzma.
reality is the only reason why we're talking about it and the media is talking about it is because si LeBron
Because
yun.
it's LeBron.
I mean,
It's
the hell
LeBron. Nobody cares about Kyle.
if Kuzma walks out or whatsoever. Maski tingali if I really doubt if people would still make a big deal out of it if si AD put on the count. I really doubt.
True. That's so
I really
true.
doubt.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kana siya, my opinion lang, but since it's really LeBron who did it, um, that's the reason why people are talking. I guess if buhaton na sa Miami, none of those players would really like matter. Mulakaw sila. But if I think mas turyaan na siya if tanan good sila Mulakaw like what the Detroit Pistons did before.
True.
But it's because it's LeBron, okay? So kanisha from Bossing Wina said the reason why kuno nilakaw una si Kuzma is because Kuzma's GF is inside the bubble. So I don't know who's
Some truth to that. Some truth to that.
I don't know. Come on, do you guys know who's Kuzma's girlfriend right now?
It's some model. It's some IG model who's basta. I forgot her name.
What's
It's some
up with
IG
all
model.
these IG
That's what I know.
models? You know?
I don't.
That's the ironic
know,
thing
man.
about
They're not even real models, but they get all.
That's
this.
the ironic thing about Kuzma. He shoots his shot with all these IG models, and he can't make the shots when it matters in the game. So frustrating. Because here I am cheering for the Lakers, and he makes all these bonehead plays. Good thing, in fairness to him, he played a good game, game 3. Huh?
Hey, I was about to say
But
that, makes sense. You got to give him credit, man. He played a really good game.
Did you see him in game 1 and game 2? And how they closed out Denver?
Give him a
Kuzma,
pass.
man. Come on.
Give him a pass. It's the first finals, so give him a pass.
I'll give him a pass. Yeah, I'll give him
Yeah,
Kuzma.
true.
But Kuzma's
Young
trash.
guy.
I really
he's
doubt
not trash.
Young guy.
Come on.
He's just
He's not
inconsistent.
bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really doubt. I mean,
Hey, it's
what
normal for young guys to be inconsistent. It's okay.
true, but
Eh,
Kuzma is
I didn't sign the petition. I was kidding. Yeah.
bro. Colombia
you signed it and you know it.
fourth
Go,
year,
Brad.
di ba? Okay. Is that sakto ba ko? Kuzma is going to be entering his fourth
Ano?
year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
year, I
yeah.
think.
Fourth, yeah.
Fourth year. Okay. So with that being
Still
said,
pretty young.
I mean, he was like a steal of the draft during their draft class,
True.
but really project move
Yeah.
into the Lakers because they were thinking na mura siyang security blanket if the LeBron experiment won't work. They're still like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it will work, pero murag naniguro lang sa and that's the reason why that trade with New Orleans didn't go through the first time because Kuzma was part of
They
the
wouldn't give up
They
package.
wanted Kuzma.
So don't you think the Lakers hindered him from really growing into the star that he's supposed to be? Because he's like basically the third stringer right now. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Mark,
Migs.
let me take this. Okay, just before I proceed, did you know that the Minnesota Timberwolves offered RJ Covington for Kyle Kuzma in the middle of the season before he went to the Houston Rockets?
Robert Covington.
Imagine RJ
Robert
Covington.
Covington.
Imagine RJ Covington. Yeah, Robert Covington. Imagine him on the Lakers. Okay, that's that. Okay. The
Mix.
thing with Kuzma is he had such a great. Yeah.
Mix. Imagine this: LeBron and
Yeah.
AD already in
Yeah.
team. They still
Mhm.
going to get Kawhi Leonard. Imagine Kawhi Leonard and LeBron. On the Lakers. Just imagine that.
Sige
Right?
lang.
Na.
Lagi. Sige, go.
Over na
I
sad.
don't.
Finish na.
Kaya ko lang, nila, kanang si Kuzma Mangod had such a great rookie season.
True.
But it was in comparison to Lonzo Ball. Diba? It was in comparison to
And
Lonzo
Brandon
Ball.
Ingram.
Who had an on and off
And Brandon
season, diba?
Ingram.
And Brandon Ingram, yeah. So, that's why everyone's expectations of him were so high. But then, the thing is, ni plateau ang iyang development after
True.
the second season. He really didn't develop. Everyone was expecting him to develop the handles. Wala pa gid kayo. Everyone was expecting him to wala pa, until now. Yeah. Everyone was expecting him to be 3-and-D guy, and then the defense. Although the effort is there, but then that it's like he's like a 2K player na taas siguro og steal rating, taas og block rating, but the defensive consistency and the defensive IQ is really low. I mean, you get my point.
Expectations versus reality.
Yeah,
Hey,
sakto yan, yeah.
Mark, real quick, let me say this about Kuzma, man. So, look, and Miggy's right. Very short take. When you know if you're LA, you could have kept someone, and you knew how he turned out. I think that's where a lot of the pain is coming from. Because Brandon Ingram's an all-star, and your expectation of Kuzma is that we gave up that guy because we thought you could be that guy. And I think that's where a
So,
lot of Laker fans are pissed off. Like we could have kept Brandon Ingram, but we went with Kyle Kuzma. So that's where the
alam ko
sting is.
question. Yes or no ang
I
answer,
don't
ha?
think I
Or,
don't think the Pelicans will
Hmm.
allow that. They will get Kuzma
sure.
instead of Ingram. I don't think they will
No, the
also
package
agree
was
with that.
initially for Kuzma though. That's the thing.
Oh,
Package
Really?
yeah.
crucial.
They
So,
were
Yeah, that
really
was
big
the
on
funny part
Kuzma.
about it. Yeah, they were
question
gonna
lang
pick
yun
up
sa
Kuzma over Ingram.
yes
Hmm.
or no, yes or no. If if ni go through to ang package, Kuzma would have been with the New Orleans, then ilang gibilin either si Lonzo Ball or si Brandon Ingram. Yes or no? Would those two develop? I'll start with you, Jeff. Lonzo Ball, would he develop?
No,
Brandon Ingram.
no,
All right. Ikaw, Migs. Lonzo Ball.
No,
No. Brandon
no to
Ingram.
both.
No to both.
not
Ikaw,
about.
Kuya.
No, no to both. Yeah.
Would they be able
Uh,
to would their potential really go out if kanang wa sila ma-appeal sa trade? If they were in Kuzma's place right now, see Brandon Ingram, would he develop to become an all-star?
Maybe
With right
just
now.
because I know LeBron is a good leader and it would
Yes
really
or no,
push.
Rob? We'll talk
Yes,
about it
yes, yes,
soon.
yes, 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 yes. Because of
Okay,
LeBron.
how about Ball? How about Ball? Lonzo
Lonzo
Ball.
Ball? Yeah, because of LeBron.
Okay, okay. Sa ako alang parehatang do parehata Jeff, parehata makes no for both. They're gonna
Hmm.
really be overshadowed. But let's talk about that soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about like the
They're
offseason.
not in the Lakers timeline right now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So guys, I guess that would be it for us tonight. But before we actually end the show, I just would wanna like remind you guys, the people viewing us or watching us for like almost 2 hours now, that the mechanics to win these two shirts, all right, actually there are four, two Miami and two Lakers. All right, so I actually have this both here. Both are like large, just to actually show you how it looks like in actual. um, but for the other sizes, you could request whatever sizes you'd want. Okay, so the mechanics are posted in our kanang Facebook page 032 Kicks by Miller. But I guess the main thing is that just send us pictures, your picture supporting your favorite team, and we'll post it. And whoever gets the most likes actually wins the merchandises. All right. So basically, that's it for us. Okay. We will game four is not until Wednesday Philippine time, right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay, so I'll try to think about like what we could talk tomorrow. Okay, we'll keep in touch. All right, but for sure we're gonna be back on Wednesday night. That's a guarantee that we are gonna be back Thursday Wednesday night for our take on Game Four of the NBA Finals. So before we end the night, Jeff, anybody you'd want to greet before we end the night, or in my case, before I start my day because I'll be going to the office.
Shout out to all the Cebuano Hoops Live fans. Thank you so much for supporting us again. We are your hottest take for anything that bounces off the ground from 8:30 p.m. onwards. Gotta remind everybody again that if you're feeling down, if you feel like life has dealt you a bad hand, and if at any point in your life you felt like you just couldn't fit in or you just couldn't make it, watch Game 3 again, and I guarantee you, you will feel like a new person. Shout out again to everybody living in Cebu. Like, I felt like I say that like as a cover for something like a commercial, but whatever. Look, shout out to everybody watching in Cebu. Mad love to my little brother downstairs, Derek, who always watches the show, who wants to win 032 Kicks gear. You will get that chance by hook or by crook. Shout out to Ia Cortez, my girlfriend in Manila, her dad Bobet supporting the show. My parents were also in the other room. If you're in Davao, Zamboanga, Cebu, Manila, California, US of A, again, we are your hottest take for anything Cebuano Hoops related. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
All right, all
um,
right.
anybody you'd want to greet before we end the night?
Who, me?
Yes, ikaw kuya.
Okay, yeah. First of all, guys, to our young bowlers out there, please play the game the right way. Respect the rules. Respect the opponent. Do not be a sore loser. So always be, you know, humble in victory and be gracious in defeat in life and in basketball and any sports. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
whether you're a bench player or you're a superstar, follow the rules. That's my take. So shout out to all our viewers here, especially at mga suki here, the solid 032 Kicks fans, Christian Gesta, my brothers Eric Brian Omeres, Charles Michael, LeBron
Mm-hmm.
James, Arvin of Kamputao Basketball, Jovid Christian Tarona, James Reed, Brian Baido Deo. Thank you so much for supporting us. We're gonna see you next time. Love you all. No hate, just facts, man.
All right, all right. So, how about you, Migs? Anybody you'd want to greet tonight before we end it?
All right. To all my Laker friends, you know, it's
Yes, sir.
okay to be humbled sometimes, man. We need to lose sometimes. It's a necessary loss. Don't worry. It's gonna be a long series. Now, if we win it, that only means na it's gonna be that much sweeter because we actually fought for it, di ba? So Laker
Mhm.
fans, keep the faith. Miami fans, good on you. Keep supporting your team. Thank you to the Metro, all our listeners in Cebu. Special shout out to Espina Village, to Joshua, Tito Jake, Tito Zaira, ZJ, to Nivel Hills. Thank you, Aika, for
Mm.
always tuning in, for always making sure that her 500 Facebook accounts are tuned in to
Hindi na
Cebuano
tayo.
Hoops Live. We have to say thank you to our significant others, guys, because we're doing this for free. We're not making money off this. And they're tuning in every night. Right? Big shout out to my parents in the next room. Big
Mm-hmm.
shout out to all our regular listeners. Bossing Win, consistent every
Bossing
night.
win
Bossing
for the
win. Shout out
win.
Bossing win. Bossing win.
Bossing win. Salamat,
So
you guys.
guys, One Hoops Live. Yes, One Hoops Live. This is the podcast to be when you want to talk hoops. 8:30 every night. We're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, sa ako lang sad, I would want to thank everybody supporting us. We're closing the 3,000 followers on Facebook. All right, so we're
Yay!
close, a little more,
All
and then
right.
yes, sir. And then sa mga boys na ko sa office, si Brother Paul who's like early there karon kay sakto ra sad kay pwede siya mauwanan. So, mayong gabi, I'll be there in a bit. All right, I'll just wrap things up right now and then I'll go straight to the office. And then yeah, to everybody from Ormoc, from Argao, from Lapu-Lapu, on my side, sa Bugo,
Thank
Sir
you.
Win in California, people in Manila. Thank you guys for support. I've been looking at where these followers come from. There are some people from Mindanao, there are people from Visayas, so we're all over. All right. So thank you so much for the support, guys. It's really overwhelming and it makes us confident to really like ipadayon eh. Now we'll push this through. All right, because if there's like
Let's
just
go.
people following us, we're like crazy people just talking about basketball nobody's listening to. So, so with the
MX3, we're waiting for you, MX3.
yes sir. So more so talk. So thank you so much guys for tonight and we'll talk more about basketball tomorrow or this upcoming days. All right. Thank you.
Let's do
Keep
it.
safe, everybody. All right. Good night. Bye bye.
All right. Good night. Love you all.
Gege.